Ever wondered who stands tallest in your favorite team's history? From Ruth to Trout, Aaron to Kershaw, we're settling the GOAT debate for all 30 MLB franchises with stats, stories, and a few surprises. AL East, the Division of Legends. New York Yankees, Babe Ruth. The Sultan of SWAT revolutionized baseball in ways no player has matched. Ruth's transformation from elite pitcher to the game's greatest slugger changed baseball forever. His numbers still boggle the mind. 342 lifetime average with the Yankees, 714 career home runs, and a 1.164 OPS that ranks number one all time. Ruth saved baseball after the Black Sox scandal and made the Yankees the premier franchise in sports. Ruth out-homered entire teams during his prime. In 1920, his 54 home runs were more than every other American League team. DiMaggio, Mantle, Gehrig, and Jeter all have cases, but none matched Ruth's dominance and cultural impact. Boston Red Sox, Ted Williams, the greatest hitter who ever lived. Williams' 344 lifetime batting average and 482 on-base percentage, highest in MLB history, tell only part of the story. He lost nearly 5 full seasons to military service during his prime. Without that, his numbers would be even more astronomical. Williams is the last player to hit 400 in a season, 406 in 1941, won 6 batting titles, and finished with 521 home runs despite those missed years. His scientific approach to hitting revolutionized batting instruction for generations. Pedro Martinez and Carl Yastrzemski have compelling cases, but Williams' pure hitting brilliance gives him the edge. Baltimore Orioles, Cal Ripken Jr. The Iron Man redefines reliability. Ripken's 2,632 consecutive games played might be baseball's most unbreakable record. A 2-time MVP, 19-time All-Star, and owner of 3,184 hits and 431 home runs. Ripken revolutionized the shortstop position with his 6'4" frame and power bat. Brooks Robinson's defensive wizardry and Jim Palmer's pitching excellence makes this a tough call. But Ripken's combination of durability, production, and status as the face of the franchise gives him the edge. Toronto Blue Jays, Roy Halladay. During an era of inflated offensive numbers, Halladay was a throwback workhorse who dominated with pinpoint control and a devastating cutter. His Toronto resume includes a Cy Young Award, 8 All-Star selections, and 148 wins. Remarkable in modern baseball. Roberto Alomar and Carlos Delgado have legitimate claims, especially considering Alomar's role in the World Series years. But Halladay's tragic death has perhaps cemented his legendary status as the face of the Blue Jays' excellence. Tampa Bay Rays, Evan Longoria. For a young franchise, Longoria stands alone. He leads the franchise in virtually every offensive category and delivered the iconic Game 162 walk-off homer in 2011 that clinched a playoff berth. As the face of the franchise during their transformation from laughingstock to contender, Longoria embodied the Rays' scrappy approach. No other Rays come close, though Wander Franco might have had a case had personal issues not derailed his trajectory. AL Central, Midwest Mastery. Detroit Tigers, Ty Cobb. The Georgia Peaches' on-field dominance is undeniable. Cobb's 366 career batting average remains the highest in MLB history, and he collected 4,189 hits and 897 stolen bases. He won 12 batting titles and batted over 400 3 times. Al Kaline might be more beloved, and Miguel Cabrera's Triple Crown season deserves mention, but Cobb's statistical dominance makes this the easiest call in the division. Cleveland Guardians and Indians. Bob Feller. Rapid Robert enlisted in the Navy the day after Pearl Harbor, sacrificing 3.5 prime seasons to serve his country. Despite this, he amassed 266 wins, 2,581 strikeouts, and led the league in strikeouts 7 times. Jim Thome's power, Francisco Lindor's all-around brilliance, and Tris Speaker's excellence give Cleveland several worthy candidates. But Feller's combination of dominance and patriotic sacrifice cements his status as the franchise's greatest player. Chicago White Sox, Frank Thomas. The Big Hurt combined power and precision like few in history. His back-to-back MVPs, 1993 and 94, 521 career home runs, and 301 lifetime average make him the clear choice despite spending his final years elsewhere. Shoeless Joe Jackson might have claimed the spot if not for the Black Sox scandal, while Luis Aparicio's speed and defense create an interesting stylistic contrast. But Thomas's offensive dominance and longevity with the franchise make him Chicago's greatest player. Kansas City Royals, George Brett. Brett's combination of batting excellence, 305 lifetime average, 3,154 hits, and championship success make him an easy choice. The only player to win batting titles in 3 different decades. Brett led the Royals to their first World Series title in 1985. His 1980 season, when he flirted with 400 before finishing at 390, represents the franchise's individual high water mark. Salvatore Perez's recent excellence and Amos Otis's all-around game create distant secondary options, but Brett remains the quintessential Royal. Minnesota Twins, Walter Johnson. The big train pitched before the franchise moved to Minnesota, but his Washington Senators legacy can't be ignored. Johnson's 417 wins, 3,509 strikeouts, and 2.17 ERA represent pitching excellence that transcends eras. Harmon Killebrew's power, Rod Carew's batting artistry, and Kirby Puckett's all-around brilliance create worthy alternatives. But Johnson's statistical dominance, perhaps the greatest pitcher ever, make him the franchise's GOAT despite pitching before the move to Minnesota. AL West, Western powerhouses. Houston Astros, Jeff Bagwell. Despite the franchise's recent stars, Bagwell's combination of power, 449 homers, on-base skills, 408 OBP, and underrated defense make him Houston's greatest player. His 1994 MVP season, batting .368 with 39 homers in just 110 games, showcased his complete offensive arsenal. Greg Biggio's versatility, Jose Altuve's championship success, and J.R. Richards' dominant pitching create compelling alternatives. But Bagwell's statistical excellence across his entire career gives him a slight edge over his longtime teammate Biggio. Los Angeles Angels, Mike Trout. Despite playing for mostly mediocre Angels teams, Trout has already established himself as baseball's most complete player since Willie Mays. His 3 MVPs, 9 All-Star selections, and career 182 OPS put on a Hall of Fame trajectory despite ongoing injuries. Nolan Ryan's no-hitters and Vladimir Guerrero's exciting play style deserve mention, but Trout's performance has been historically great, already ranking among the 40 best position players ever by WAR, despite being just 31 years old. Oakland Athletics' Rickey Henderson. The man of steel revolutionized baseball's leadoff position. Henderson's combination of power, plate discipline, and unmatched base running made him the perfect offensive catalyst. His 1,406 stolen bases may be baseball's most unbreakable record. Jimmy Fox's power, Lefty Grove's pitching dominance, and Reggie Jackson's clutch hitting create worthy alternatives for a franchise spanning Philadelphia, Kansas City, and Oakland. But Henderson's offensive impact gives him a slight edge in a franchise blessed with numerous legends. Seattle Mariners' Ken Griffey Jr. The kid's picturesque swing and spectacular defense made him baseball's most exciting player of the 90s. Griffey's 417 home runs in a Mariners uniform came with 10 gold gloves, 7 silver sluggers, and an infectious joy that saved baseball in Seattle. Ichiro's hitting wizardry and Edgar Martinez's batting excellence create interesting alternatives. But Griffey's combination of statistical brilliance, cultural impact, and role in saving the franchise from relocation make him the clear Seattle GOAT. Texas Rangers' Adrian Beltre. While Ivan Rodriguez and Michael Young have strong cases, Beltre's combination of offensive production, defensive brilliance, 5 gold gloves, and clubhouse leadership during Texas's best years gives him the edge. His 304, 357, 509 slash line with the Rangers came with spectacular defense at the hot corner. Beltre's unique personality, the head-touching aversion, playing on one knee and visible joy made him a fan favorite. In a franchise with just one world championship, Beltre's excellence during their World Series runs establishes him as the Rangers' greatest player. NL East, Eastern excellence. Atlanta Braves, Hank Aaron. Hammer and Hank's consistent excellence over 23 seasons makes him baseball's most steadily productive superstar. Aaron's 755 home runs, legitimately earned, 2,297 RBIs, and 6,856 total bases, the most in MLB history, came without a single season of 50-plus homers. His pursuit of Babe Ruth's home run record through racist threats and hate mail showed his quiet courage. Greg Maddox's pitching brilliance, Chipper Jones' switch-hitting excellence, and Warren Spahn's left-handed dominance create worthy alternatives, but Aaron stands above all as not just the Braves' GOAT, but a serious contender for baseball's greatest player. Philadelphia Phillies' Mike Schmidt, the greatest third baseman in baseball history. Schmidt combined power, on-base skills, and exceptional defense better than any hot corner occupant before or since. His 3 MVP awards, 12 All-Star selections, and leadership on the 1980 World Series championship team define Phillies' excellence. Steve Carlton's pitching dominance and Chase Utley's analytics-friendly brilliance deserve mention, but Schmidt stands alone atop the Phillies' mountain. New York Mets' Tom Seaver. Tom Terrific transformed the Mets from lovable losers to legitimate contenders. His 198 wins, 2.57 ERA, and 2,541 strikeouts in the Mets uniform represent the pinnacle of pitching excellence for the franchise. Seaver's masterful performance in the 1969 Miracle Mets season cemented his legendary status. David Wright's all-around excellence and Jacob deGrom's historic peak create interesting counter-arguments, but Seaver's consistent dominance and cultural significance make him the clear GOAT. Washington Nationals, Montreal Expos. Max Scherzer. Mad Max's historic peaks with the Nationals edges out competition. During 7 seasons in Washington, Scherzer won 2 Cy Young Awards, threw 2 no-hitters, struck out 20 batters in a game, and delivered a gutsy World Series Game 7 performance on fumes. Gary Carter's catching excellence for the Expos and Ryan Zimmerman's career-long dedication create compelling alternatives. Vladimir Guerrero Sr.'s Montreal brilliance can't be overlooked either, but Scherzer's dominance and championship success give him the edge. Miami Marlins, Giancarlo Stanton. Despite the Marlins' history of trading stars, Stanton's peak was exceptional. His otherworldly power produced 267 home runs in 8 seasons, culminating in his 2017 MVP campaign with 59 homers. Miguel Cabrera might have claimed this spot had he remained in Florida, while Jose Fernandez's tragic death cut short what might have been a legendary career, but Stanton's offensive dominance gives him the edge. NL Central, Heartland Heroes. Chicago Cubs, Ernie Banks. Mr. Cub embodied the franchise's spirit through success and heartbreak. Banks' remarkable production, 512 home runs, 1,636 RBIs, and back-to-back MVPs came mostly during the Cubs' lean years. Yet his Let's Play 2 enthusiasm never waned. Cap Anson's 19th century dominance, Sammy Sosa's home run barrage, and Ryan Sandberg's all-around excellence create legitimate alternatives, but Banks' combination of production and franchise representation make him the quintessential Cub. St. Louis Cardinals, Stan Musial. Stan the man's consistency across 22 seasons built a statistical case few can match. Musial's 3,630 hits, 331 average, and 1,951 RBIs accompanied 3 MVP awards and 3 World Series championships. Perhaps most impressively, he had exactly 1,815 hits at home and 1,815 hits on the road. Albert Pujols' historic peak and Bob Gibson's pitching dominance create compelling counterarguments, but Musial's excellence, longevity, and character make him the Cardinals' GOAT in a franchise blessed with numerous legends. Cincinnati Reds, Pete Rose. Baseball's all-time hits leader presents the most complicated GOAT case. Rose's on-field contributions are undeniable. 17 All-Star selections at 5 different positions, 3 batting titles, and the engine driving the Big Red Machine to 2 World Series titles. Johnny Bench's revolutionary catching and Joey Votto's on-base excellence provide alternatives without ethical complications. But strictly based on playing career, Rose's statistical dominance gives him a narrow edge despite his lifetime ban, which was recently lifted. Milwaukee Brewers, Robin Yount. The Brew Crew's only Hall of Famer to spend his entire career in Milwaukee. Yount's excellence over 20 seasons earns him GOAT status. His rare accomplishment of winning MVPs at 2 different positions, shortstop and center field, demonstrates his versatility. Paul Molitor's offensive brilliance and Ryan Braun's productive career create worthy alternatives, but Yount's combination of production, versatility, and loyalty makes him Milwaukee's greatest player. Pittsburgh Pirates, Roberto Clemente. The Great One's impact extended beyond his remarkable statistics. Clemente's combination of offensive production, 317 lifetime average, 3,000 hits, and defensive brilliance, 12 gold gloves, made him the complete package. Honus Wagner's early dominance and Willie Stargell's power create compelling alternatives, but Clemente's excellence on the field and humanitarian legacy, tragically cut short in a plane crash while delivering aid to earthquake victims, elevate him to a unique status. NL West, Western Wonders. Los Angeles Dodgers, Sandy Koufax. The left arm of God produced the most dominant pitching peak in baseball history. From 1962 to 1966, Koufax was nearly unhittable. 3 Cy Young Awards, 3 pitching triple crowns, an MVP, and 2 World Series MVPs. Jackie Robinson's revolutionary importance, Clayton Kershaw's extended excellence, and Duke Snider's offensive production make this an extremely difficult choice, but Koufax's incomparable peak give him the slightest edge. San Francisco Giants, Willie Mays. The Say-Hey Kid might be baseball's most complete player ever. Mays' combination of power, 660 home runs, average, 301 lifetime, speed, 338 stolen bases, and defense, 12 gold gloves, make him the perfect baseball specimen. Barry Bonds' statistical dominance creates the strongest counter-argument of any franchise GOAT debate. Willie McCovey and Christy Mathewson have legitimate cases too, but Mays' excellence across all facets gives him the slight edge. San Diego Padres, Tony Gwynn. Mr. Padres' batting artistry makes him the easiest GOAT selection. Gwynn's 8 batting titles and 338 lifetime average make him baseball's greatest pure hitter since Ted Williams. His .394 average during the strike-shortened '94 season remains the closest approach to .400 since 1941. Trevor Hoffman's closing excellence and Dave Winfield's all-around brilliance create distant alternatives, but Gwynn's statistical dominance and lifelong commitment to San Diego make this an uncontested choice. Colorado Rockies' Todd Helton. The Todd father's consistency over 17 seasons earns him Rockies GOAT status despite the Coors Field effect. Helton's .316 lifetime average, 592 doubles, and .414 on-base percentage made him the franchise's offensive cornerstone. Larry Walker's peak excellence and Nolan Arenado's defensive wizardry provide strong competition, but Helton's production, longevity, and loyalty to the franchise throughout his entire career elevate him to Colorado's greatest player. Arizona Diamondbacks' Randy Johnson. The big unit's dominance makes this a straightforward selection. Johnson won 4 consecutive Cy Young Awards in Arizona, produced perhaps the most dominant pitching season in modern history, 2001, and co-MVP the Diamondbacks to their only World Series championship. Luis Gonzalez's clutch hitting and Paul Goldschmidt's all-around excellence deserve mention, but Johnson's historic peak and championship contribution make him the clear choice, despite his relatively brief tenure. The beauty of baseball is that there's no single correct answer, just endless fascinating debates backed by over 150 years of rich history. Who did we get right? Who did we get wrong? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more baseball content.